IMAX is a pedagogy formulator, publishing house and data company all rolled into one. Focusing on the way in-class learning and exams are conducted in schools and mining data for every student in its fold, IMAX ensures that learning outcomes actually improve at the end of the academic year. Here's the IMAX startup story.
When I quit ITC, I ended up doing this 6-month-long bike trip. What I realized is that a lot of these, the fundamental services, are actually very broken. And if you want to focus on what you call core of learning, the fundamental supply chain should be fixed. And if you look at any supply chain, 3 things move. The product moves from producer to the customer, and the money moves from customer to producer. And information moves both ways. And there's a lot of fundamental work which is needed on the information front. If you can make the information flow very smoothly, you can increase and work on both the scale and the efficiency. So a lot of my heart lies in how to make things efficient and scale up. So that's where my journey between from what I did at ITC in pure operations, scaling up supply chains and factories, to kind of what I do in education today kind of merges.
Varun met Naveen Mandava, who had been working extensively in the public policy and education sector, through a common friend, and the two of them got started on building IMAX, a full-stack solution that plugs all the gaps in the education supply chain, so to speak. Once the school signs up with IMAX, here's how their flagship product, ExamCheck, works to improve learning outcomes for students. First, IMAX's in-house experts create learning material in keeping with CBSE or state board syllabi, and these are delivered to students in the form of textbooks. Next, teachers are relieved of administrative tasks like setting exam papers, evaluating them and making report cards. As ExamCheck takes over these tasks, the data thus generated from each student is used to provide personalized workbooks based on the student's strengths and weaknesses.
Exams are, the way it has been done because of logistical, all of those issues, they have been done in a very episodic format, with the only end outcome for a student is how he has fared with respect to other students. But if done in a first principles way of exam, do I know how well I am doing and what I need to improve, which is fundamentally a formative assessment way. It's almost like if I'm lost in a forest, I need a compass to be able to go out. Otherwise, how will I get out of the forest? If it is done in that fundamental principle way, then exams will actually be invaluable. Exams, assessment will actually be invaluable to aid the students' learning. After we do the exams, scores actually dip. The teacher would earlier give 20 questions beforehand to the students. Which 20 में some 15 questions आपको मिल जाएगा and all. That's what happens in a lot of schools out there. Now we come in with our question papers. The teacher has no clue about what the exact question paper is, and so you find that suddenly marks dip in the first 1 or 2 exams, and then they start climbing up.
And the final piece is providing teachers with easy to implement lesson plans and activity kits. This private school in Hyderabad is one of the 600 plus schools across 5 states that IMAX works in. IMAX representatives work closely with teachers at the initial stages to help them make the most of their classroom sessions under the IMAX methodology.
Learning and IMAX program is concerned, it's completely they are providing us end-to-end solution by providing us the textbooks at the school entry level. They are providing us the workbooks, teacher manuals, assessments, personalized worksheets, which is helping us to understand a child in a better way.
300,000 students today use the IMAX full-stack approach, and the venture has grown 100 times in the last 3 years, crossing 30 crores in revenues this academic year. And the headroom for growth is massive, with India having the world's largest population of K-12 students at 250 million.
So in India, we have about 1.3 million schools, 13 lakh schools. Out of that, about 10 lakh are government school and 3 lakh are private school. And these cater to, these 1.3 million school put together cater to about 250 million students in the country. And out of these 250 million, about roughly 150 million students go to government school and 100 million go to private school. So if you look at this 100 million students who go to private school, that's where there's a big divide. So out of this, only 20,000 schools cater to these premium boards, which is CBSE, ICSE, IB and IGCSE. Rest 280,000 schools are your state board private schools. And this is where actually our auto rickshaw drivers, our maids, our taxi drivers, our electricians, our plumbers, they are sending their kids for that aspirational and the promise which education bring. And this is a segment which struggles with quality of infrastructure, quality of teacher, right? And if you look at, we have been able to crack and provide most value in this majority of the pyramid segment, where we cater to these 280,000 schools.
With their work cut out, the approach by the founders has been to put together a team of 350 people across 10 offices, each of these individuals bringing diverse skill sets and experiences to solve this problem. For Yogi Kulkarni, who joined IMAX after having built up the engineering team at Flipkart, it was the scale of the problem that attracted him.
I think going forward now, we can clearly see few opportunities to dramatically bring technology to bear on sharp problems. So for example, the teacher itself actually handing her a tablet where she's able to kind of get her curriculum content right there, along with hints on how to kind of present it well. That's something we're working on right now. Now that you have this data about curriculum being completed and the students' data about his strengths and weaknesses based on his exam assessments, you can actually combine the two and create content or other, generate curated content, say from YouTube or Khan Academy or whatever, which kind of ties together the whole picture.
In October 2014, after having demonstrated a positive gross margin business, IMAX raised $1.8 million from social impact fund Espada Investment Company, and the focus now is on scaling up business operations across the country. The long-term plan is to pivot to a data-driven content marketplace that will position IMAX as a B2C company that integrates the child's learning experience within the school to that beyond.
Well, we wish the team at IMAX all the very best for their future endeavors.